Hi Potters. Okay, for the third surface treatment that I'm going to show you with the vases is a low relief design. And that is done by rolling out a slab of clay. So you guys have all done this with your spoons. You should know how to do this. You're going to let this slab dry to the same leather hardness as the pot that you're going to be attaching it to. So this is pretty leather hard. This is pretty leather hard. I've actually, you don't have to do this, but I chose to put a coat of underglaze on my pot before I attach my pieces on. So again, you know, this is, you can't see my fingerprints in it. It's not totally dry. There's a tiny bit of flexibility, but not a lot. Okay, so essentially you're just gonna cut shapes out of your slab and slip and score them on. I'm going to show you a couple fun tools though. We have these texture mats. There's a couple different ones. So you can pick one of these if you'd like, put it on your slab, take a roller and just gently roll over that, and that will give you texture on your slab. We also have this one right here, which is like a paint roller. You can just roll that texture on to come up some really good, cool designs. I'm going to do one more here. This one has a little bit finer detail, and finish that off there. Okay. Another kind of cool tool we have, looks like this. It's another roller, and you can use it for cutting either strips of a slab or just into squares. So let me show you how that looks. I'm going to take this, I'm pressing hard, running it down this way. So now I have my strips. Okay, but if you wanted to make it into squares, you just turn your slab roll it through, and you can very quickly and easily make textured squares to embellish your pots. So that's what these look like. For this pot, I might put those aside in case I can use them. For this pot, I've been working in my sketchbook. So I have my sketchbook here with me. I'm going to work on this little girl fairy design, and for the slip and scored part I'm going to do her dress. So with the wooden skewer I'm just going to quickly sketch out her dress. You can then take a fettling knife, cut that out. Like so. And remove the piece that you are going to slip and score on. So on to slipping and scoring. I'm going to move this aside. I'm going to take my pot and figure out where I want to place this. Again, you want to make sure that your slab isn't too thick. You don't want to add too much thickness. Let's say I'm going to add it right there. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a needle tool and just carefully outline that piece that I'm adding. I'm not pressing really hard. I just want to get a light outline, like so. And then I'm going to slip and score. So what slipping and scoring is you need a needle tool. You need a little cup of slip. This slip can be found in the bottom of your throwing bucket. You want to use the same clay slip that you're using for your pot. And scoring, and this is kind of nice, it has underglaze on it so that you can see it a little bit better. I'm roughing up the clay surface where I'm going to attach it. I'm not making little chicken scratches. We don't want little chicken scratches. You want to you don't want to go all the way down, all the way through the clay, but you do want to go about halfway through the thickness of the clay. Okay, so this is called scoring. I now have to do this scoring on the little dress. If you have chicken scratches, it will not stick to your pot. Okay, so once I've scored both pieces, like so, I'm going to take some slip. You can use a brush if you have a big area. If you just have a small area, you can just use your finger. And I'm just going to dab some slip on there. You don't want a ton of slip. Like, you don't want it gushing out, because that will just make the whole process messy and more to clean up. Also going to slip the other side. When I'm brushing it, I'm kind of dabbing it on. You don't want to brush it so much that you're smoothing out those scored areas. Like so. And then you're going to score it again. So, you need to score it the opposite direction you went the first time. It's kind of tough because it's a big area. So I'm going the opposite direction, getting all the way out to those edges, like so. Then coming to this piece, going the opposite way. Again, no chicken scratches. So what you're doing here is, pretend like this is one surface of your clay, okay, it's nice and tight, and then the other surface of your clay. By slipping and scoring, you're breaking up that surface so that when you attach them, they kind of wiggle into each other like this and become one piece of clay. So this is what that looks like. So I have my little dress. I'm going to get it in the place that I want it. And then I'm going to firmly, I don't want to press so hard that I'm messing up my texture, but I can definitely press hard enough. I can hear little air bubbles popping out of there. That slip doing its job. Again, I'm able to press firmly because my pot is pretty dry here, and the dress slab is pretty dry. If you do not do this, press this enough, it will just pop off either before it's been fired or after it's been fired. It should be totally secure. Now you can see I have some slip that's kind of gushing out here. I'm just going to try to take that off. And since I have underglaze in the background, I'm going to have to do some carving to kind of disguise those joints. Traditionally speaking, when you slip and score something on, you want to do it in a way that you can't see your joints. You can't see where you have put it together. So this is a little bit different situation because I have underglaze already on this pot. But I'm just kind of taking my finger, smoothing that out so I have good craftsmanship. Okay, and I'm going to have to work on that a little bit. There's tools that can help you do this, okay? Again, you just want it to look completely seamless. That is, of course, if that's the look you're going for. If you're looking for a little bit more rugged look and you want to show the process of making the pot, you might choose to leave some of those joints there. So I will continue working on this pot and I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. All right, potters, this is the fairy slip and scored dress pot that I've almost finished with. So you can see how her dress is raised up in a low relief
manner. All right, happy creating, guys.